Urban Debate 360 on Magic Bricks now. I'm Faye D'Souza. On 360, we bring you a power-packed lineup of news that directly affects you and your city because we're focusing on civic issues. Let's take a look at what's making headlines today. Karnataka burns over the Kaveri water dispute. Mandya near Bangalore comes to a near standstill as public anger spills out into the streets. Schools shut down for 2 days and transport services along the Tamil Nadu-Karnataka border are suspended. And as protests snowball, the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah calls for an all-party meet. All eyes are now on the head of the state. Will he release the water as the Supreme Court commands and face the backlash, or will he defy the Supreme Court and face the consequences? And Magic Bricks now impact. Smart Gurgaon is on track. The Gurgaon Development Authority takes shape with the promise of faster approvals and speedy execution of infrastructure projects. Starting with our Magic Bricks now, impact in Millennium City, Gurgaon or Gurugram finally gets its own development authority. Remember, Gurgaon has had several problems, one of which, of course, were those floods that we saw happen twice in 2 months. The government has now worked out the final contours of a Gurgaon Development Authority that will look into construction, look into infrastructure and look into permissions in the city of Gurgaon. Deepa Rana brings us details on how the GDA will affect life of citizens in Gurgaon.
The Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has announced setting up of Gurgaon Development Authority with an initial corpus fund of rupees 500 crores. Now, this particular organization is going to be headed by the Chief Minister and an executive officer like the Additional Secretary, who is going to be the signing authority. This particular organization is going to be city-centric, is going to be based in Gurgaon, and all the other state organizations including Huda, Municipal Corporation as well as District, Town and Country Planning are going to report to GDA. Another important point to note over here is that the municipal polls are going to be held only after the GDA is set up. Also, the infrastructure projects including the Delhi-Jaipur Expressway, IFCO Chowk Flyover, the South Peripheral Road and North Peripheral Road approvals are also going to be given by GDA. Also, the real estate projects which are there, the building approvals and environmental clearances are also going to be given by GDA, and therefore it's also going to save time as the tedious process of sending files to all the way to Chandigarh headquarters is going to be cut down, and now only the city-centric organization is going to be approving all of these approvals. Therefore, it's going to help in faster approvals and faster pace of work, and all in all improve the quality of life of people in the Gurgaon region.
Well, moving on to our other big focus, massive protests have erupted over the Supreme Court's direction to release the Kaveri water to Tamil Nadu. Buses and vehicles have been halted at the Hosur border today in Karnataka over the dispute. Our reporter Pooja Prasanna filed this special report.
Kaveri has always been a very emotive issue as far as Mandya is concerned, because this is where the Kaveri, this is the heartland of Kaveri Basin, and every time for the last few decades when there has been a dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu as far as Kaveri is concerned, the protests, this is the epicenter of those protests. And right behind me, as you can see, effigies of politicians being burnt, not just politicians of Tamil Nadu, but even state politicians. They have raised slogans against them, especially the Chief Minister, saying that their causes have not been represented by the state politicians either with the centre or at the Supreme Court. Here in Mandya today, schools and colleges have been closed, most of the shops have been shut, and buses plying from Mysore to Bangalore have also been stopped. Several roadblocks have been created.
In fact, we know that, of course, there was an all-party meet called by the Karnataka Chief Minister. He's speaking right now. After that all-party meet, let's tune in.
ಕೋರ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡಿನವರಿಗೆ 4 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತದ್ದು ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರಿ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ತಕ್ಷಣ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ವಿತ್ an application to modify the orders passed on 5th of August. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ this is the decision taken today.
Have you already started releasing water?
No, not yet.
How much time does Karnataka have to release water?
Huh?
How much time does Karnataka have to release water?
ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತೀಗ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ.
Tonight or tomorrow in the cabinet?
You will do it because ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶ 5ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. 5ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶ ಆಗಿದೆ. So you have to take a decision early.
So what was the response of the opposition parties in the meeting?
ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೈತರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ, ರೈತರು ಸಂಯಮದಿಂದ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಶಾಂತಿಯಿಂದ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಕುಡಿಯ ನೀರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಂಭೀರ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ರೈತರು ಆತಂಕಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಬಾರದು, ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಆಸ್ತಿಪಾಸ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಷ್ಟ ಆಗದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಾರದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಾನು ರೈತರಲ್ಲಿ ಮನವಿಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ ನೀರು ಬಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಪೆಟಿಷನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ?
ಯಾರು ನೀರು ಬಿಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಯಾವ ಗಳಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ ಹೇಳೋದು ನಾವು?
So what was the reaction of the opposition parties you called today? Because Mr. Yediyurappa was unhappy that you have taken a decision and you are calling them later.
Pardon?
Mr. Yediyurappa said
when Jagdish Shetty was chief minister, when the court passed an order like this, without calling the opposition parties, he has released the water in 2012. Even without calling the opposition, taking the opposition into confidence, he has released the water. You have called the opposition members, you have tried to take them into confidence. ನಾವು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರೆದಿದ್ದು, ಆಮೇಲೂ ಈಗ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರೆದು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇವ್ರು 12-13 ಇವರೇ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಆಗ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಯಾರನ್ನೂ ಕರೀಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನೇ ಲೀಡರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ, ಜಗದೀಶ್ ಶೆಟ್ಟರಿಗೆ, ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರೀದೇ ನೀರು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು. ಅವತ್ತು ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಅವರು ಪೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸಲಹೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇನು ಬಹಳ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದಂಥದ್ದು, ಇಂಥ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದಂಥದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, ಈಗ ನೀರಾವರಿ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಅವರು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಪೆಟಿಷನ್, ನಾನು ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮರ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಪೆಟಿಷನ್ ಹಾಕಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಒಪ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರು. ಹಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು.
ಈಗ ನಾಳೆ ರೈತರು ಮಂಡ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬರೋ ನೀರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಡೀತಾರೆ ಅಂತ, ಪೈಪ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ.
ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ರೈತರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕುಡಿಯ ನೀರು ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರಿಂದ ರೈತರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಆತಂಕಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮನವಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನೋಡಪ್ಪ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ಲ. ಡೆಸ್ಪೈಟ್ ಸಿವಿಯರ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಶಿಪ್ facing by Karnataka state will release water as directed by the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court. State will continue to give water to farmers and also for drinking water as planned. State will approach the Supreme Court and also Supervisory Committee for further directions. ಅದೇ ಪೆಟಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಆಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಯು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ದಿ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ದಿ ಪೆಟಿಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಾಕು
October 18th assembly is coming up. Will this affect your legal strategy there?
Yes.
Well, those protests that you're looking at on your screen right now, that's what the Chief Minister of Karnataka was responding to. This was the outrage that was seen across the Mandya district in Karnataka, likely to increase tomorrow given the fact that the state government has just announced that it will in fact release water as per the Supreme Court order. The Karnataka Chief Minister, they're making it amply clear to the citizens of the state that defying the Supreme Court is not an option. Water will need to be released as soon as possible. Just to remind our viewers, the Supreme Court ruled that Karnataka must release 15,000 cusecs of water every day for the next 10 days to its neighbour Tamil Nadu. That's nearly twice what Karnataka has been currently sharing with its neighbour. The argument that Karnataka is making at this point is that with a failed monsoon in the state of Karnataka, there isn't enough drinking water for the farmers, let alone irrigation. We saw a couple of months ago the Karnataka state had released a note to all of its citizens saying that they have to choose right now between drinking water and irrigation water, and obviously they're prioritizing drinking water. So the farmers of the state have not been receiving water, and they will certainly, that water will trickle, will dry up towards the summer. Between February and through the summer, the state of Karnataka is going to face a terrible, terrible shortage of water that is likely to affect the cities of Bangalore and Mysore. Now, when Bangalore runs out of drinking water, you will run out of water also for things like construction and infrastructure projects. That's something we need to keep a very close eye on. But the state government is saying that it will file a review petition in the Supreme Court. The government also called for peace across the state. The Chief Minister there saying that farmers have no reason to protest, that the state will make every attempt to give farmers water for both irrigation, for their crops and for drinking. He said, do not come out. His appeal to farmers were, do not damage public property, do not damage private property, do not stop highways, which is what we saw happen today. This is a situation, of course, we're going to keep a very close eye on, because it's likely to escalate tomorrow now that the state has said it will release water. In the meantime, the state will appeal to the Supreme Court to reconsider its decision in what is known as a review petition, but that will take time. So while the review petition is heard in the Supreme Court, the state is going to have to release water. That's the situation right now in Karnataka. The city of Bangalore doesn't have water to drink, because that's one of the threats we heard today, where the city of Bangalore is being held to ransom. Why can't we put this behind us?
Clearly shows there is a mismanagement of natural resources in the state as well as in the country. When you look at any natural resources like a rain or the land, there's a gross mismanagement is there. For example, in Bangalore, if you look at the kind of rainfall what we receive in Bangalore, we receive around 750 to 850 millimeter of rainfall, and the water yield in Bangalore because of the rain is about 15 TMC, and the water demand in the Bangalore is about 18 TMC.
We are diverting from the main issue. I'm sorry, we are going off on a tangent.
What is the main issue then, Sanjay Pinto?
These issues have been agitated before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has taken due cognizance of all these arguments. If Karnataka did not put up a good show in the Supreme Court, then don't blame anyone else. By holding these protests, you are actually committing contempt of the Honorable Supreme Court's order. The Supreme Court has said, look, there are 40,000 acres of samba crop that are at stake in Tamil Nadu.
15,000 cusecs of water to be released within a time limit of 10 days is too little and too late. But in spite of that, we can survive. At least the farmers who are in the verge of committing suicide will survive. They can at least harvest something for nothing. So the Karnataka government, which has got the biggest reservoirs and the water basin, is the highest level they hold.
The government is trying to take all the opposition parties on board, so that we have a united stand, we have one stand on this issue, because it is not just the government of Karnataka that is involved here. It is also the government of Tamil Nadu and the Honorable Supreme Court that is involved here.
Kind of law and order situation we're seeing is something that the state cannot afford.
The state cannot afford, that's the state's pigeon really. That's their duty to maintain law and order. And look at the history of this dispute. Karnataka has not followed the 1892 agreement, 1924 agreement. They have gone and built 4 reservoirs across the tributaries of the Kaveri. They have not taken permission from the government of India. They have not taken clearance from the Central Water Commission. They have not taken funding from the Planning Commission, which was a non-planned expenditure.
Mr. Rajshekhar, you're changing your stand. Exactly 10 minutes ago on this very show, you pointed out that if the water is not released by Karnataka, the people of Tamil Nadu will come out onto the streets. That people of Tamil Nadu will also protest. That it's an emotional issue for the people of Tamil Nadu as well. Don't turn around and now tell me that there isn't a single incident being registered in Tamil Nadu.
I'm reiterating that the people of Tamil Nadu are competent to protest and take the state to ransom against Karnataka, but we will not do. We are law-abiding citizens because the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu is fighting for the people of Tamil Nadu, and she has ensured the Supreme Court hears our plea on merit, and the Supreme Court has ordered a favourable order of 15,000 cusecs of water to be released immediately. Which the Karnataka government should understand and follow it.
How will you manage this situation? You have to release water because of the Supreme Court's judgment, one way or the other. How will you manage the reaction inside the state, the backlash that you will receive?
Let there be a decision, and let the Chief Minister and the government come out and say what they have decided on this particular issue. Whether they want to go and file a review petition in the Supreme Court, or they want to release the water, they don't want to release the water, whatever it is, let them come out. On 9th, a call has been given by some organization. I think more and more organizations may join. The government of the day cannot ask anybody not to protest, cannot ask anybody not to go for a ban, but only thing is that it should be peaceful.
Today we saw the highways were closed. The highways were closed. I'm looking at visuals of violence in front of me.
My point is, it is the responsibility of the government to maintain peace, law and order in the state. There have been spontaneous protests today. Some people have taken to damaging public property. So I think the government of the day will try to rein in them. There is enough time. They will make enough preparation to see that the common man and common person is not affected because of the ban. There can be a peaceful ban. There can be a peaceful protest.
Well, of course, we're not going to be looking forward to a very pleasant day in the state of Karnataka tomorrow and the days to come, because there will be backlash to that decision made by the state government to release water as per the Supreme Court ruling. But in the meantime, other cities have not had a very pleasant day. Kolkata suffered from terrible waterlogging, and a bridge on the Mumbai-Ahmedabad highway shut down, bringing that entire road to a standstill as well. Let's take a look at what's making news in your city.
First up, several areas in south and central Kolkata were under knee-deep water this morning. Although the KMC authorities were trying to flush out the accumulated rainwater with the help of pumps, several places stayed inundated till afternoon. We hear that train services were severely disrupted in many places in the southern districts like Howrah and Hooghly. According to BMC reports, nearly 400 trees fell in the city of Mumbai in just 2 months of monsoon this year. The maximum number of trees fell in the H West ward, which includes Bandra, Khar and Santa Cruz. A member of BMC's tree authority attributes this to the inefficiency of the junior tree officials. In Thane, the National Highways Authority of India has called for immediate closure of the Warsaw Creek Bridge on the Mumbai-Ahmedabad National Highway at Godbandar Junction in Thane, citing a girder has developed a crack. However, the Thane Rural Police have sought time till Ganesh immersion on the 15th of September. Light vehicles will have a speed limit of 20 km per hour, while heavy vehicles have been barred from using the bridge from Sunday. They will now have to go via Thane Bhiwandi to go towards Gujarat and Delhi.
Well, that's a wrap on this edition of Urban Debate 360. Thank you for watching. Stay with Magic Bricks now as we track those big stories and the civic issues in your city. You can always stay in touch and join the debate. Contact details are on your screen. Thanks for watching.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/Magic Bricks Now.